Yo, what's up guys? Nivelite here, back with some more Evertale, and today I'm going to be talking about the new hero that just dropped a few days ago, SSR Antares. Now we knew that she was coming as soon as tomorrow's Tender Melodies drop, but I got to admit, when I was reading through her skills, I was like, what the actual fuck? So yeah, just looking at her kit, her passives and her actives, I gotta say, just at first glance, she looks busted. She looks absolutely broken, but that doesn't necessarily mean that's the case. So let's go ahead and jump into her summon banner and see what her banner has to offer. So as with all banners, it really gonna depends on whether you're spending money or not. So if you're a whaling or free to play, because you play by two different rule sets, right? If you're a free to play player, you might want to hold off. It just kind of depends. And one of the things that you want to look at if you're free to play is the SR unit that accompanies the banner, because if it's a good SR unit, you might want to go ahead and summon it because you have a higher chance of getting it and a much higher chance of awakening that unit. And awakened units have much higher stats than non-awakened units. That being said, a fully awakened SSR has like double the stats of a fully awakened SR. So you really want to save your sky stones and try to pick some SSR character. Now looking at her banner, you can see that she comes with Shana or Shayna, however you want to say it. And while I like her design, I don't think she's the greatest SR unit out there. I think attack all is a wasted skill and it's not useful in any kind of PvP context like whatsoever. The only time attack all was useful was pre 2.0 because the players used to go into the offline story and you could use a character with relatively high strength with an attack all and wipe the enemies, and you would level your units between like 1 and 20 or 30 or whatever just to save resources. But with the way 2.0 works right now, that's largely irrelevant. So she does have Survivor's Fury, which does hit like a truck, but the problem is she's an SR unit, slightly squishier, so it's really easy to kill her. It's gonna be really hard to get that Survivor's Fury off unless you just have a godlike tank. Her passive skills are interesting. Hold ground is not gonna work very well for you because most of the time you're being attacked by poisoners, poisons and burns and things like that. They're gonna auto proc it and it's gonna kill them off anyway, or she's stunned into oblivion or sleeping or whatever and she gets one-shotted and then just turns around and gets killed the next. But on the off chance that hold ground works, the life flip will certainly help her out here because it'll just flip her health back, right? Going back to the passive, she does have water resist level 2, which is actually one of the nicer awakened stats to have because it actually reduces the damage from water units. I wish more characters had like fire resist, water resist, storm resist instead of stuff like sleep resist, because I mean honestly sleep resist is pretty pointless. Honestly not really the greatest SR. Her weapon, the SSR weapon, is actually pretty good for a stun team. 25% bonus to attacks if 2 or more enemies have 100 plus TU. So if you're running a stun team, this weapon can work very well for you. Now let's get into the meat and potatoes of this video and what you guys are wanting to look at and what you're wanting to watch. Now Antares is a very interesting unit because overall she basically works like a super powered Norza, and Norza's already strong as it is. So I'm thinking that she's going to be pretty busted. However, it's hard to say that at the moment because we don't have any real PvP. I don't consider arena PvP. We don't have any real meaningful choice in the matter, right? So until we can actually see her in action, we're not going to know if she's an A tier, S tier, SS tier, just how big she really is, how strong she really is. But my instinct is to say, especially if she's in a stun team, she's gonna be pretty broken because her stats are all pretty high. She has a pretty interesting leader skill elements. Storm elements have their attack and HP increased. It's not haste, but they do more damage and soak a little bit more. But what makes her so strong? Let's get into it. So attack and counter, you guys know what that is. If you've used Norza, you will attack, and then for the next 150 time units, she will immediately get a turn when she's attacked. And we'll go into why this is really strong for her a little bit later. Time strike is pretty standard. 500% damage if they have 130 TU, or 600% damage if they have 200. Survivor's Fury that hits 2 enemies, and then Thunderheart. Okay, so Thunderheart is interesting. Stuns 1 enemy for 150 time units, and then the user is healed back to full health, usable only if the HP is 25% or less. But keep in mind, there is no other stipulation for this skill, right? It's not use once per battle or anything like that. Anytime she gets under 25% health, yeah, you can just use Thunderheart, and it's only 50 time units. Oh, it's so broken. Now, why is this so strong? Look at her passives. Hold ground is kind of whatever. But once you get Survival Storm Skin, this changes the game. All enemy units get stunned for 50 TU whenever this unit is damaged by an enemy attack, unless the Survivor's Fury is unlocked by the unit. So basically, she has stun skin until her Survivor's Fury pops. But you're saying, hey, 50 TU is not that much. It's 50 TU on top of whatever attack they use. Yeah. So most attacks are up between 100 and 130 TU, which means as soon as they attack her, it's guaranteed 500% damage coming their way because they're already at over 130. It's so stupid. It's so stupid. Okay. Anyway, so look, she brings a very versatile threat to your team, especially once manual PvP comes, because if you don't attack her, she will get Survivor's Fury, and then she's going to start wrecking units. And if you do attack her, she's got stun skin, and she will wreck your units anyway. And if you don't kill her in one hit, she's just gonna Thunderheart and just keep it up. Yeah, she seems pretty strong, is all I can say. She seems really, really strong. Should you or should you not pull? Well, that is gonna depend on you and your team and your setup. If you're free to play and you're not running stun, as much as it just pains me to say, you might want to skip her because her SR accompanying unit is not very strong. It's not going to help you if you don't get Antares. It's not like you can fall back on another good, like really good unit. If you're free to play and you're not running stun and you can't use her, just save, okay? Save. If you're a whale, get her, because I have a feeling in the PvPs to come, when manual comes out, she's going to be pretty broken. So overall, guys, I think she's going to be a really strong unit. If you can get her, I say get her. She's basically Norza but stronger. I like her design, although I think her second form is pretty silly, but hey, that's just kind of the art style they're going with nowadays, I guess. But with all that said, guys, if you have any questions about her, comments, concerns, let me know in the comments down below. I'll be happy to assist you guys in any way that I can. And with that, I'm out.